Everybody loves cheese, but what makes cheese so good? Cheese can make your day brighter if you let it. Let cheese into your life today and get happy. In this speech, I will be delving into the types of cheese and how they are made, and give insight on how this wonder was originated and developed. There are many kinds of cheese. One kind mentioned on the IDAF website is Asiago. The cheese is nutty in flavor and originated in Europe. It is named for the region in Italy where it was first produced. Asiago cheese is produced in two forms, as follows: fresh Asiago, also known as Prosciutto, and mature Asiago, which is called Asiago di Allevo. Fresh Asiago has an off-white color and is milder in flavor than mature Asiago. Mature Asiago is more yellowish in color and has a somewhat grainy texture. Another one mentioned on the website is feta. Feta cheese is one of the oldest cheeses in the world and is said to be originally from Greece. Feta is a soft cheese that is made from sheep's milk in a mixture of sheep and goat milk. Feta is white in color and is a bit sour to the taste and rich in aroma. Even though it is a soft cheese, it is also manufactured with a partially hard texture. The last kind of cheese I'll be touching on is cheddar. Cheddar was originated in the village of Cheddar, England. A firm cow's milk cheese that ranges in flavors from mild to sharp and in color from a natural white to pumpkin orange. The orange color in cheddar is from the natural dye annatto. And the cheeses vary in flavor depending on the length of the aging and their origin. As cheddar slowly ages, it loses moisture and its texture becomes drier and more crumbly. The history of cheeses is one that is still developing. As written in the article on the Schnack EDU website, along with many other great findings, cheese was discovered by accident. According to an old legend, a traveling Arabic merchant had brought some milk along for one of his journeys. In the pouch he placed the milk in was lined with that of a stomach of a sheep. As he traveled, the heat from the sun activated the enzyme renin found in the stomach lining. This made the milk turn into its liquid way in solid curd or cheese components. With this, the cheese was discovered. The exact time of the appearance of cheese is unknown. However, cheese has its earliest recordings dating back to the ancient Sumerians in about 3500 BC. It is believed to have been in wider use in Asia than migrated to Europe. Later, during the Roman Empire, the process of cheese making was extended. Milks from different sources began to be mixed, and a variety of seasonings were added to produce an abundance of flavors. Italy became the center of cheese making in Europe at this time. The Middle Ages show a decline in the production and consumption of cheese. The process was mainly carried out by monks in European monasteries. The monks studied the process of curing cheese and its effects, which led to improved ripening techniques. Brie and Camembert are examples of cheese types that were developed at this time. Finally, I will touch on the art of cheese making as described by Brian Marshall on the HowStuffWorks.com website. The milk has a lactic acid bacteria and rennet added to it, and the substances separate into whey and curd. A gallon of milk only makes about 1.25 pounds of cheese. The weight that is lost is all the water in the milk. The curds and whey are allowed to soak until the lactic acid bacteria create a lactic acid concentration that is just right. At that point, the whey is drained off and salt is added. Now the curds are pressed in a cheese press lightly at first to allow the escape of the remaining whey, then pressed with up to a ton of pressure to solidify the cheese. Finally, the cheese is allowed to age or ripen for several months in a cool place to improve the taste and consistency. A sharp cheddar cheese has been aged for a year or more. During this time, the enzymes and bacteria continue to modify the proteins and fats and sugars in cheese. The holes in Swiss cheese occur during the ripening too. Swiss cheese is ripened in a cool place for several weeks and then put in a warmer one at about 70 degrees for 4 to 6 weeks, where the special bacteria in the cheese ferments and the remaining lactose and from the remaining lactose produces carbon dioxide bubbles in the cheese. In conclusion, throughout this speech, I have covered the history and the types and the how-to of cheese. So next time you eat cheese, think about the wonderful background of it. And finally, always remember that if you don't enjoy cheese, then keep trying the different cheeses, because there is a cheese for everyone.